What's up, guys? Today, I got an interesting pair of headphones to test out. These are the PAXA ZW-083, and let me just show you why they're interesting. Here, watch this. Yeah, yeah, guys. If you're noticing these holes right here, yep, there is a space all around the speaker. Hold on, I think you could probably see a little better if I put my hand like that. Yeah. So, really interesting. So, I got a lot to say. So, let's just jump in. Okay. So, how do they look? How do they feel? How do they sound? Well, guys, it's no question. These are an interesting looking pair of headphones. Okay. And they actually are interesting to look at on. Okay. So, check this out. Okay. So, if you do wear these in public, people are probably going to point and say, whoa, what is that? Right. These are definitely a showstopper, if you will. Right. So, if you're wearing these to the gym or if you're wearing these out and about, yes, people are going to say like, what the hell are those? Right now. So cool looking pair of headphones. There's no doubt that this is a cool looking pair. I mean, aside from that though, they're just a simple pair of headphones. There's not really much else to them aside from this. This is probably the most interesting piece. So next, guys, how do they feel? Well, okay, here's the thing. They feel okay. These feel okay. There isn't that much padding here, guys. Look, I just want to show you. There really isn't that much padding. It's got a little bit of like the harder silicone, if you will. And guys, no padding up here. Okay, absolutely no padding. It's a little bit of a softer material, but like we are talking no padding. And again, just a little bit padding here. Aside from that, this does open up, fairly big. Does fit my big noggin pretty well, right? But it isn't the most comfortable pair of headphones I've tested, right? Just these do make a good kind of connection to your head, but they aren't terribly soft and they're not really terribly giving. And like I said, up here, there's almost zero give. So again, not the most comfortable pair of headphones. Lastly, guys, how do these sound? I can confidently say, okay. They had good highs, some good decent mids. The bass was a little bit lackluster in these. Overall, the overall sound here was just okay. I wish they could have been a little bit better. And since we're talking about the sound, yes, there are holes right in the ear cups. So somebody's probably going to ask, is there sound leakage? And 1000% there is sound leakage. So if you're at the gym or if you're commuting or if you're walking and you're listening to loud music or a loud podcast or something like that, people next to you will absolutely hear what you're listening to. Okay, there's no doubt about that. There is definitely a considerable amount of sound leakage from these. Again, you got to expect that. Big holes right here. But overall, guys, the sound quality was okay. I want to say it depends on the type of music you listen to. Me personally, I listen to music that has a considerable amount of bass. The bass was very lackluster in these. I wish they were a little bit better, but they weren't. And that's okay. For people who listen to different types of music, this might be an okay pair of headphones for you because the highs were good, the mids were okay, just the lows were just a little bit lackluster. They were there in certain instances, but they were just a little bit lackluster. So I want to talk about two additional features here. This right here is the only place that actually has physical buttons on the headphones. There's the power button, volume up, volume down, and also fast forward and rewind, all in these buttons right here. The last feature I want to talk about, and this is probably the best feature of these headphones, these will last you up to 30 hours. So yes, 30 hours of playtime, which is a really long time, guys, okay? So if you're throwing these in your book bag, you're using these to go here, go there, 30 hours of playtime is going to be quite a significant amount of time. So let's recap, guys. How do they look? Really interesting. These are an interesting pair of headphones. You will get people stopping you and pointing and saying, "Oh, that's cool," right? No questions. Next, how do they feel? Well, I mean, they feel okay on. They are not the most comfortable. There isn't much padding here. There's zero padding up top, but I've been wearing these for a little bit just to test them out, and it doesn't feel tremendously horrible. But I definitely feel like wearing them for long periods of time may actually be a little bit interesting. And then lastly, how do they sound? They sound okay. Good highs, decent mids, bass a little lackluster. Overall, guys, they're definitely a pair of headphones you can wear and expect people to ask you about them. That is for sure. Anyway, guys, that's my review of the PAXA ZW-083 headphones. Tino Reviews. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll catch you guys on the next one.